In the most basic terms, a recursive method is a method that calls itself. You use it to take a problem and split it into smaller instances of itself using the same algorithm, and then reassembling the results into one final solution. Every recursive solution also has a solution using iteration, where you use loops. But in some cases, writing recursive methods can make your code much shorter. There are 3 steps which we need to undertake in order to write a successful recursive method. Firstly, we need an if statement to ensure that our recursive method doesn't last forever. We need a recursive case, obviously, where the method calls itself, but more importantly, a base case where the method does not. Secondly, we need to handle the simplest case. This is usually when no further looping is required. And lastly, we need to write our recursive case. I'm going to demonstrate this now using a simple algorithm where we reverse a string. So the first step is to begin writing our method. It's going to be a public method, which is static, which returns a string and also takes a string called str as a parameter. Now instantly Eclipse is going to underline that because it wants us to return something. Every method needs something to return. However, we're going to start off by writing our if statement. So firstly, we need to check what our base case is going to be. We need to make sure that firstly our string which we pass isn't empty, or that it isn't less than or equal to 1, because if that's the case, as I'll show you in a second, we'll just return that string straight away. And inside we'll simply return str. Now we have to get to writing our recursive part of the method. We're going to return, well, obviously we need to call the method itself, and inside we're going to take the substring of our string and then add to the result of that the first character of our string. So what this algorithm is going to do recursively is it's going to take the first character of the string and put it at the end. Then it's going to call itself on the remainder through the use of substring, and then in the end it's going to add it together to get our final result. So for example, if we pass the string hello, we're going to output it, so the output print line, and then we're going to call a method, and we're going to, as a parameter, we're going to put the string hello as an example. And just for demonstration, we'll make sure it works, and it does. So the way this works is that when hello is entered, the method initially calls itself and takes hello, and using the substring takes hello and adds the h to it. So now what it's going to do is it's going to act recursively and put this hello back inside. Now that hello is entered, the method calls itself again, except for now that take the substring of hello, we're going to end up with LLO with the e added to the end. This happens until the if statement is reached, so we're left with one character, which is going to be O, by which the if statement is going to simply return this O. And this can be seen in the following diagram. So as you can see, the reverse of LO returns you an LO, adds the H to the end. However, the reverse method isn't finished. It doesn't return the full answer. So it passes LO back in, and now the E is added in the memory along with the H, which has been previously stored. This happens all the way through until our if statement method is reached, at which point all we have to do is return this, which the method does successfully. And that's pretty much the most basic use of recursion in the reversal of a string. As I said already, this can be done using iteration. However, the code would be much longer. So thank you for listening, and subscribe.